on YouTube. And for all of you people that accidentally click on this podcast, just wanted to make sure you know what you're getting into. And our good buddy here, one of our West Texas correspondents, has prepared a little blurb about our podcast. Jeremy, if you want to tell people what they're listening to, what is this?
What is Empty Rant, you ask?
Yes, sir.
Well, all right, I will fill you guys in on that. Empty Rant is a weekly expounding on the pressing issues of this contemporary day and age, from the temple of religion to the UFOs of sci-fi, into the Dionysian nature of comedy as an inversion of tragedy. Empty Rant exists to provide you, the viewer, with a superpositioned understanding of this world and this time. Imagine it like being below the galactic plane, or as an out-of-body experience without leaving the safety of your own laptop. This is Empty Rant.
Butchered it, dog.
Man, you got it. You're doing all right. All right, so yeah, for everybody that clicks on this episode accidentally, we'd appreciate it if you just listen into this podcast. We do have an email. It's emptyrant@gmail.com, and our Twitter handle is @empty. We would appreciate any advice or criticism or really anything. Our condolences to this podcast just goes into the great abyss of the unknown. But for episode 22, what we are calling, we don't have a title. We did have it called Tony and the Fifth Grader, but Tony did not show up because he is tired.
That sounds like a great TV show, Tony and the Fifth Grader.
Tony?
It's like Cop and a Half the series.
That sounds like a precursor to Catch a Predator, so.
Just saying.
Let's see, what do we got lined up for today's episode? We got some topics we want to talk about is racism. We got some stand-up comedy bits. Let's see.
Satan's Baby.
Chris Kyle, American Sniper. And maybe we could touch on the girl bashing going on in the Catholic Church right now with altar servers. All that and more on Empty Rant. Like that? I said it maybe like
Empty Rant.
I can't say it like that. I tried. Definitely tried. So, Randall, our militia leader and space travel enthusiast, how are you doing this week, sir?
I'm okay.
Oh,
How are you?
fantastic. How are your plans for traveling to Mars going?
I'm getting closer. I climbed a tree yesterday, and I got just a wee bit closer to reaching it.
That's what I'm talking about. You're going to get on that rocket ship, bro, and you're going to blast up there, and you're going to live on space forever. Get there, man.
Randall over there getting all interstellar.
I'm a member of the committee to abolish outer space. Thank you very much.
Interstellar. I just met her. Who else we got? Jesse, Lincoln Park, avid Lincoln Park listener, as well as trying to go pro skateboarder. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Hanging in there.
You hanging it? How's it hanging? To the left, to the right?
Most of the time to the right.
Oh, fantastic. And oh, here we go. If you're wondering what that sound is, that is our superfan, Adrian. Superfan. And when he gets on our podcast, it sounds like, what is it?
Like death.
Upper mic.
Feed Convod.
Maybe undergoing a EMF bomb, something like that.
That's just the secret carrier signal from DHS monitoring our glorious podcast.
And
Yeah.
we had the listening in, and as I would welcome any guest, as well as the NSA, please send us your emails and tell us what you think about Empty Rant at emptyrant@gmail. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, whatever.
Whatever.
Oh man. Hey, Jeremy with the radio voice. How's it going?
I'm doing all right, Miguel. And yourself?
How do you feel like you did with our intro there, informing our listeners what they're listening to?
What did I feel I did? Just kind of primered them up for a nice frank discussion, weekly frank discussion about the topics of the day, some personal goings on, and so on and so forth.
You feel like you could have done a better job? I don't know, like
maybe a little bit, yeah. I had to vamp a little bit. Like I vamped a little bit because I had to actually get the description up of what I was reading. I had to get the copy up, as they say, in the radio biz.
Oh.
And then I fumbled the copy.
Okay. Second here. Adrian, we haven't heard from you in a while, man. Last week we had to kick you out because some electric storm was going on outside your house. How are you been? Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I think it was really described. Is it acting up again?
Hey guys. Yeah, that's
Think you're right here, Adrian.
Damn it! Damn it!
That's right. So Jesse, you were telling us earlier that you didn't experience racism, but you witnessed some racism occurring around you indirectly, or something like that.
Yeah, I do take that back. I've been the subject of, I guess you could call it racism. Yeah, it was definitely racism. When I was in junior high, I was dating a girl that was very Caucasian, and 2 weeks in, she broke up with me out of the blue. 2 weeks later, I find out it was because her parents did not want her dating somebody that was Hispanic. They preferred she date somebody also Caucasian. So that was interesting, but I wasn't really. It didn't bum me out. I mean, it was weird because that was like my first encounter, or somebody subjected me to, or dueling me down to my color instead of I never got the chance to meet him or anything like that. So.
Yeah, I feel like that's just the way of life out there in San Angelo with a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
You don't want to do anything. You definitely want to keep.
It wouldn't be funny if, she was the adopted child of black parents or something like that.
Yeah, and they still insisted that she.
You're like, no Mexicans.
What gets me is some family, you have 2 white parents, and it's been where they end up having a black baby because that's just the genetics of it, and it's the mother didn't cheat on the wife, or the wife didn't cheat on the husband. It's just one of those things that happen. It happens the opposite way too. Black families ended up having a white child, and the way the genetics.
It's kind of like Jurassic Park, life finds a way. Race finds a way.
I always wonder the awkwardness that comes when they try to explain that to other family members, or it's just yeah, this is my daughter. Yeah, we had. And what about the husband? Does the husband totally trust his wife, or he's like, yo, I'm gonna need you to get that paternity test?
Ask Joseph, man. He's the he's the original Maury guest.
Yeah, I was gonna say, go put him on Maury.
There was that one couple I saw on the news that apparently the Caucasian couple had a black baby, and they blamed it on watching porn, I think. And then he was completely down with that explanation.
Oh, wow.
But wasn't that due to his genetics or something like that?
It's always
it's some genetic anomaly.
There was the recessive gene that
that one took over or whatever.
And I don't know the stats on it. It's a very low chance of
low occurrence.
Yeah, this
low blow.
White parents have black baby. I'm gonna Google that.
Oh, but as far as how I've encountered racism recently, it's actually at work, and I work for a major health insurance company, and I often assist customers, members, and doctors and other healthcare providers on the phone. And for some reason lately, and I'm not going to blame it on the Affordable Care Act or aka Obamacare, but we've had an influx of people with concerns about the doctors they've been assigned.
Okay.
Like the race of the doctor?
Yes, and I can't filter. I can't search for a provider based on their ethnicity or their race.
I have to have a Korean doctor. I have to have one.
It
is the best training.
It's always a Caucasian, and it's always a disgruntled Caucasian because they've been assigned a Muslim physician.
Whoa.
And one lady, and I pissed her off, and I went too far, but she said that she wanted a doctor whose name she could pronounce. And
nice.
I was going through physicians, and I got fairly pissed off at her request. So I was finding very, very simple name doctors like Dr. Simpson, and I think I would give her like a very common, Caucasian name.
Dr. Hook.
And I would say it. I would say, okay, so I have a Dr. Simpson here, and I would pause, and she'd be like, okay, and I say, well, can you pronounce that, or do I need to find another one?
Wow,
nice.
And so yeah, that call escalated quickly, and she asked to speak to a supervisor, but I
am the supervisor.
I am the
And then the more recent one, I didn't feel like having that argument. I was like, you know what, I'll just email you a list of doctors and you can pick, because I'm not really willing to have this conversation with you right now. So
would you, for the sake of humor, just knowing that the call had been too far gone, would you have recommended Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable by any chance, just to one of these fine people?
If I could give you
well, not your lady.
Rudy. That's funny.
Rudy!
Of all your impressions, that's probably one of the funniest, bro.
Yep.
I enjoy it. Let's start up there with fake Tony.
Man, poor Tony who didn't join in. Let's see. Black parents give birth to very white kids with blonde hair. Let's see what this is about. I'm going to click on this. There's this guy talking.
That could also be a case of like albinism. I know there was an episode of True Life I was actually watching about like albinos, and there was an African American child who had albinism, just like a rare fluke.
All right, so it's a result of a gene mutation. Let's see, blah blah blah. Who is this girl? This is a case of Angela Ihegboro. I can't say that name, so.
Oh boy, it won't be your doctor.
Just call her Lansbury.
And, she's a miracle baby, the 35-year-old mother said yesterday. But still, what on earth happened here? What happened to is that baby Namichi is a blonde, blue-eyed, white baby born. Blonde, blue-eyed, white baby born to two black Nigerian immigrant parents at a London hospital. The first thing I said, what the flip, said the father, Ben Ihegboro.
Look at me. I am the captain now.
After the birth,
second thing you said.
Quickly sought to dispel any speculations. Of course she is mine. My wife is true to me, the 44-year-old customer service advisor said. Even if she hadn't been, the baby still wouldn't look like that. Genetic experts don't believe in miracles, but they didn't have the simple answers to the mystery of the baby. Namichi instead, they offered three theories. One, she's a result of a gene mutation unique to her. If that is the case, Namichi would pass the gene to her children, and they too would likely be white. Two, she's a product of a long dormant white genes passed on by her parents that might have been carried by their predecessors for generations without servicing until now. Three, while doctors have said Namichi not an outright albino or lacking in all pigment, they added that the child may have some kind of mutated version of the genetic condition and that her skin could darken over time. So there we go.
Like she would develop melanin in her skin, in her pigment.
But in terms of black people, these two parents are very black, and this baby is very
like
white.
Captain Phillips black. Like look at me. That is my daughter.
Just Wesley's baby just looks even wider, I guess, because it's being held by the. It's fun looking at.
This is contrast.
It's fun looking at the negative of a film reel. Be like, oh, it's funny. Yeah, that's cool. Because this stuff happens. It takes a lot of trust within the husband to automatically assume this is my daughter. And I don't know. If Lauda pushed out a black baby, I don't know what I would think. My first go-to would be like, oh, what was this girl doing 9 months ago? I'm just gonna be honest. What do you think, Lauda?
You.
Pushed out a black baby? What would happen? What would you say?
The dad's black.
You think that dad's black? Wait, chances that the dad could be black?
I mean, don't we all?
Why are you staying quiet?
I mean, don't we all?
Whatever.
I ain't got no type. I ain't got no type.
You know,
So,
I've seen
Jesse, how are you? Oh, go ahead, Adrian.
good amount. It's pervasive if you think about it. In one particular medium, Star Wars. Star Wars. I'm serious.
Okay.
From Jar Jar
Tony.
Binks to Watto to that gold droid that's got the rickshaw. It's everywhere in that whole disgusting franchise of Star Wars.
Oh man.
You were just taking your shots because Tony's not here. This is horrible.
You
Yeah,
better
Tony's not here. Yeah, Tony's not here to white knight it.
Yeah, man, you better take that before Tony shows up.
He's gonna feel it. He's gonna feel it in the
I'm not
force.
taking that back. I was actually looking forward to his presence today. I wanted to
Can you
take him
feel it?
on Star Wars.
Can you feel it? Of course, has been awakened.
Oh yeah.
Oh, freaking Tony, man. Missed out. Jesse, how are you going to handle future calls? Are you just going to keep assigning them? I mean, obviously, do you feel like this problem is becoming more prevalent?
Prevalent.
Yeah, I think so.
Prevalent?
I've never had these calls, and again, I don't want to blame it on Obamacare, but the correlation with these types of calls with the introduction is interesting.
You want to blame it on the goose? Got you feeling loose?
I'd blame it on the alcohol.
I mean, it's a lot of low-income families that are getting the tax credits and the subsidies, and they're picking the cheapest plan just so they can get by and avoid the tax penalties associated with it. So a lot of them are getting the cheapest plans, which are typically HMO plans, which I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with HMO plans, but they require you to have a primary care physician assigned. And a lot of physicians are not happy with the Affordable Care Act contracts that are offered. So it's very hard to find a doctor with these new healthcare plans. So, and I'm not sure why, but the Muslims, as the young ladies have told me, they're more common to be in network with their plans. So, in all honesty, that is probably what they're limited to. I guess, yeah, for some reason, a lot of the Caucasians have avoided adopting or accepting these new contracts. So, a lot of them, yes, I have realized or noticed members are unhappy with their plans, and especially with the Muslim doctors. I think the young lady this week told me she wanted a different doctor because she's worried because it was her children's pediatrician with all the stuff that's going on in our country. That was her excuse.
So she's declaring somewhat of a jihad or fatwa on healthcare.
Yeah, I guess, because she's worried
It can't be.
jihadist is gonna. Yeah.
It can't be fatwa because that's basically a religious opinion. So it's probably going to be jihad.
A little jihad, yeah.
And now
Seems to
we've
be
been
going around
flagged.
like the mumps.
Well, right there is what I don't want. I don't want no Muslim treating my kids. You hear? That's just the way it goes. Y'all take a step back. I want
Hit
to
me
know
up on the tweets with your opinions.
I can pronounce. I want to know, why are yawns contagious? And do I have to take a vaccine for that? That is what I want to know. What is the deal with the measles?
A lot of physicians are also refusing to see unvaccinated patients now, or refusing to accept new patients that haven't been vaccinated. I've noticed that.
About that, Jessica, because I know you got 2 kids, and I'm assuming you got your kids vaccinated.
They are vaccinated. I'm on the fence about that, just because I've worked in the healthcare community and at pharmacies before. So there's kind of a gray area, I guess, with me. The immunizations they have are primarily for attending school. I'm not a big fan of the flu shots or like those types of annual wellness immunizations.
Vaccinations?
I'm sorry?
You're against you're against vaccinations?
Some of them, yeah. I'm not a big fan of antibiotics, and I'm not a big fan of some of the like annual or seasonal immunizations. But the regular ones that you would expect at birth and in the early stages, yeah. I mean, obviously like the measles and the Tdap and stuff like that.
Interesting. Can I ask you why you're against them? Let's take the flu vaccine. Why are you against the flu vaccine?
The flu vaccine has the tendency to, I guess, alternate or it's genetically manipulated over time, and I find that our constant attempt to immunize ourselves has created these antibodies, and we've obviously developed some additional immunities. The flu virus that is present this 2014 and 2015 winter year, the immunization that was used to immunize the U.S. populace does not prevent against, but the doctors are still insisting because it could help decrease the side effects that are associated with the flu virus that's present this year. But the immunization that you got, if you got a flu shot this year, it does not prevent the flu virus that is present this 2014-15 year.
Different versions of the flu vaccine, and there's 3 different strains, so it depended. I got the trivalent vaccine, which contained all 3 strains.
Yeah, and you can.
I didn't get the flu this year. You know. I don't know. Did you get the flu vaccine, Laura? No? Why? Religious reasons? No? Okay, religious reasons. Okay, I'm going to write that down.
And what's interesting is my youngest, my 1-year-old, she got the flu vaccine, and she's had the flu twice already. My oldest 6-year-old that attends a highly contagious public school did not get vaccinated, and she did not get the flu this year.
Yeah, but there's a lot of variables there at play, and most of it.
Are you wrapping your kid up in like a garbage bag every time they go to school, or a hazmat suit?
Even at that,
you're like,
youngest, her immune system isn't fully developed, so to make those calls early on like that. Of course, did you get the flu this year?
Me? No.
Yeah, I remember you said you were sick though, right? That was something else?
No, I haven't gotten sick at all this winter. Well, I mean, I had I had a stomach virus.
Oh, now it's a stomach virus. Okay, whatever.
Shut up. But no, I haven't gotten the flu.
I ain't got no.
Killer Tofu.
It might be that type of thinking that's causing the measles epidemic going on right now.
Killer Tofu.
Oh, and we lost him.
Tofu?
Yeah, Killer Tofu.
Rando, how do you feel about vaccines?
I feel that it's usually good to get them, but yeah. I don't go and get the flu vaccine myself because that's a kind of a waste of time.
Yeah.
But all the mandatory stuff, measles, polio, tetanus.
Your required inoculations.
Yeah, the required ones. Those are great.
I agree.
It's good to eliminate shit like that, but I mean stuff like the flu. Yeah, I know it sucks to be sick, but take a week off of work. Who cares? I love it.
Yeah,
Randall, he loves it.
Honestly, though, the only reason I got a flu shot this year is because they were giving them out free at work. So I can't say it was honestly because.
Oh, they used to. No, they give them out free because at my old job they would offer to give them out for free, and I would just turn it down because I don't want to be around my coworkers from then. And
last time I got one was 3 years ago.
The current one, I think you can get it for free at any clinic or what have you, but that requires going to a clinic, and I'm too lazy.
And paperwork, like a lot of paperwork you got to bring in stuff. Like,
yeah, I already.
Do they reimburse you?
My job is pretty much all paperwork. I don't want to deal with more paperwork when I'm out of work.
Jeremy's mom's outside. 1 second.
Oh.
Funny story about the last time I got a flu shot. It was about 3 years ago when I was at my home health care job, and they were giving those away for free also. And the nurse that gave it to me actually stuck me in the needle came apart from the syringe after she administered the shot. So I basically just had a needle sticking out of my skin, like that was about half an inch inside of my skin, and the rest of the syringe was detached from it. And after that point on, I decided no more flu shots.
And the resulting lawsuit bought you the house that you and your mom live in.
Hooray.
Yes.
You left
I
the
didn't
needle.
have Randall. I didn't have Randall there, so there was a scandal, but no Randall.
Oh, you.
For being pierced by needles and stuff like that after that. You're just like, and I just like the feeling. And, I just have someone pierce my skin with metal all the time now.
Hey, what are you, a heroin addict?
Did you leave it in? Do you just like hang stuff on it and?
No.
I mean, don't we all?
He's a body mod fetishist.
Yeah.
There's this
That's
other,
how it starts.
I do a suspension.
no, there's this other podcast called Risk, and it's not the board game, but they tell a lot of awesome stories. But occasionally they get these weird stories on there, and one of them was about kinks. It was like kinky sex and all that stuff. And one of the stories this girl was telling, she went to this gangbanger, and she chose to go the route of getting her skin pierced, and it was just really, I can't imagine getting pierced for pleasure, and it's just one of those things that the pain in this. They always interpret it that pain is this other sensation, and once you get past it being
Like you redirect it, like you can divert it into like your pleasure center, that sort of thing.
exactly, and so that's what happens there, and that's why these individuals partake in that kind of activity.
Well, I mean, if it worked for them, it worked for them. I mean, basically this podcast is pain for me, but here I am.
You're diverting
pleasure.
it into pleasure. Yeah.
There you go.
I find those statements bullshit, quite frankly. I mean, I've gotten quite a few piercings, and I'm pretty heavily tattooed, and it ever never gets easier. It always sucks, but
There's always a bit of pain.
There's
Ever?
ever. But there's always some dude with a shitty tribal, and that's all he has, and he's talking about how tattoos don't hurt, and he's got it on the least painful spot in his upper arm that you could think of,
And that was like what probably like a hour and a half.
yeah,
Whoa,
exactly.
whoa, bro, I'm right here, bro. Okay? I mean, you can just talk in my face, all right?
And there's always the girls that are like, oh, I like the way it feels, but no, it never feels good.
Those are the girls who usually have the infinity with the word love going through the middle of it.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
have like the tiny banger tattoos you bang out in like 15 minutes.
I could definitely see a tie between getting a tattoo and enjoying that pain. There are people that, just like people who cut themselves, it's for that.
Or BDSM fetishists?
Not so much that. It's more. I don't want to say it's for attention, but it's just the feeling of it. What would you call that? People that cut the sensation of being just of self-harm, and so that goes along with tattoos.
Masochism is what you're saying.
There we go. Yeah, without the pleasuring of that. But
Star Wars.
my friend Oscar, I think you gotta know Oscar. He was on the pod. He was on Beta Sheep at one point, but whatever.
Mr. Beard.
He lives in or at the time he was living in San Angelo, and on Friday the 13th, they were either free tattoos or reduced rate.
$20 tattoos.
And he got the number 13 tattooed on his, I guess it's his rib cage or whatever. I don't know.
Mhm.
And I remember him, and it looks like two thunderbolts. And I was giving him a hard time because I'm like, hey, let me see your Harry Potter tattoo, bro. He's just like- I was like, how about those $20?
Oh yeah, there's a design for the 13 in a thunderbolt fashion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the one's like a bolt, and then the three's kind of got like a couple of different sort of kinks in it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
I guess. I don't know.
Nice.
It's a weird tattoo.
13 on Friday the 13th. That's this Friday. Or no, sorry, it's next Friday.
I'm scared.
You going?
Yeah, I think I'm thinking I might get tattooed.
I
It
might
just-
too. I haven't gotten one in a while. I was actually
Just-
talking to a friend of mine about getting one.
Are you going to my
do you
sister's wedding? Jesse,
What?
are you going to my sister's wedding?
Yeah, I'm going.
Dude, what if we got Jeremy out there and the three of us had a mini podcast?
That'd be
Like
cool.
reporting live from the field.
Yeah, sure, man. Sure, whatever.
Is there going to be booze there, or do I have to BYOB?
It's the Casey Hall, so I don't know.
Oh, damn. So I'm bringing that crown bag then, huh? I'm that weird uncle I'm that weird uncle, like so-and-so's second cousin, that sort of thing.
Definitely weird, bro.
Where is this podcast going?
I have no idea.
I don't know, but all I know is if we're trying to do a podcast out there, I don't know, the music might be too loud. They're definitely gonna
Weren't you asking if the KC Hall had Wi-Fi?
Yeah, because I imagine their wedding being like this, and we're trying to have a podcast. Coming to you live from the Casey Hall. It's Jeremy in the morning, and Jesse, pro skater, Lincoln Park enthusiast,
Chester Bennington lookalike.
Chester Bennington lookalike. How's the wedding going? Just be like, I don't know.
Kids running around. You have kids running around, kind of distracting. But would you have enough mics for that, or would we have to share a mic? Like, what would be the protocol on that?
I'm not sure. I think your best friend DJ Little Mario is going to be there. So.
Oh, West Texas bad boy himself.
West Texas bad boy.
Oh, Adrian left.
Oh.
It got too regional. Too fast for him.
The San Angelo Live of podcasts.
Yeah. I think we should actually team up with them and do a weekly. Talk about all the...
You're going to have cooking.
Well, we talk about San Angelo so damn much, you might as well have those folks on the show one time.
Yeah, well, I think they're too busy either putting banana peels out on roads so people can actually like get into accidents and then they can report on them and be live on the scene first on the scene, or I don't know, just I don't know about those people. There's a lady who got shot at Eva's.
Before we move on to your stand-up, I wanted to play the YouTube clip from San Angelo. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. His name is Ant Banks. Have y'all ever heard of this guy? No?
Oh, this clip.
Unfortunately.
Oh. Ant Banks.
What?
What?
Tell us association with Ant Banks.
Association?
Yeah.
No, I don't associate with losers. I'm just saying.
Damn!
Jesse ain't got no time for lame, son. He can barely pronounce that dude's name.
Jesse in the man.
Shutting it down.
You
heard?
Go on.
Burn sauce.
Go on.
I mean, don't we all?
This is the Ant Banks right here. Here you go. Play. Hang on. We're having some
Can we screen share this?
Technical difficulties.
No, we're unable to screen share this. Sorry.
Oh, damn. Is it just coincidental that Adrian got on and you can't share your screen?
Just doing Chucky the drunk, but I can't find the bitch ass nigga. He's probably asleep under a bridge with a hot ass 40, picking out some on some gorilla pics. Like for real. The dude, he don't sip hurricanes, he sips cobras. But anyway, let y'all know, man, we're here just chilling. This is.
Hang on. Before we continue, I'm really loud right now. Before we continue, I want you to try and count how many times he says, nah, I mean. Nah, I mean.
Also, how many times he claps his hands. This could be a drinking game for the kids at home.
$75 J's, all that mess, no jewelry, woo, woo, woo. Anywho, be looking out, man. Fat Boy Music, my boy Bird, you know what I'm saying? He got that. I Do It single, diverse beats, got that, you know what I'm saying? Right now, you know what I'm saying, got the On My video, you know what I'm saying? That's from I Am Myself mixtape, you know what I'm saying? We're doing that. Finna shoot the 11 to 2, 9 to 5er. That's gonna be off the wall. Also, be looking out for that boy, Ant Banks and Coast. You know what I'm saying? It's a dope house of Philly, it used to be. Anywho, we got a lot of things coming, you know what I'm saying? Prep TV. You hit us up. You need some videos. A lot of y'all people are really sleeping on us on these videos. For real, for real. I don't know if we got to put up 30 damn screens or something. Y'all artists are hungry. If your money right, and it don't even got to be expensive. You got $200-$300, holla at us. You get us a hotel, some gas up and back, we got you. You know what I'm saying? High definition, no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Prep squad up. That's how we doing it. Got the what just happened.
Prep squad up. What? Know what I'm saying?
Prep squad.
9 nothings and 5 claps at least.
175 J's. You don't know nothing about that. Know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about 75 J's.
So who is
Gucci
this
belt
guy?
buckle.
This is a local hip hop artist. Ant Banks. He either runs in the same crowd as Jesse or Jeremy. I forget who hangs out with this guy, but it's one of those.
No, don't put that evil on me, motherfucker. I don't know this dude from Adam Ant Banks even.
Back in my day, his name was Anthony. That's all that is.
I call him Lumphead.
I kind of
back
feel
in my
like
hood.
somebody needs to be like Homer of the Iliad and Odyssey fame and just put together this saga of San Angelo and all of the
Like
dumb
ratchetness
bullshit.
and such.
Yeah, all of this bullshit that goes
The
on
Ratchet
in
Odyssey.
San Angelo.
Oh man, dude, San Angelo has a mic pass.
Mm.
There we
I don't
go.
I know what we can call it. The Trilliad.
West Texas finest representing that 325. Welcome to San Angelo. Welcome to San Angelo. Welcome to San Angelo.
I don't know why we don't start a show with this.
They'll probably file a copyright violation against us if we use it.
I'm probably infringing on a copyright that they infringed on.
Probably, but they'll still be like, you know what I mean? We're going to get that big time empty rent money. That's the real shit right now. You know what I mean?
We out here trying to get money,
you know what I mean?
and these dudes, they over here doing this stuff on this podcast.
What's a podcast, first of all? Go on.
This guy Miguel, he go there threatening me, you know what I mean? I'm not going to take none of that shit from him, you know what I mean? I got my loads on my back, I got my flick, you know what I mean? We got it on lock,
saying words,
you know what I mean?
They saying words, you know what I'm saying, that don't even rhyme. They don't go together and rhyme. What kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying?
My girlfriend is looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, she's probably used to looking at you like that, though.
Yeah, it's like every day.
Hold up.
Every day.
Every day on the hour.
I swear it's Vegas out here.
It's fine, young.
Whoa.
Adrian breaking up the cipher.
Angelo goes hard.
Wait. Pause everything. Okay, Adrian, what did you say?
Nice.
Your face seems to start shaking.
I tried.
God. Poor guy. Yeah, so
You need that good internet. You don't need that hood internet. Know what I mean? Know what I'm saying?
Nah, I mean.
That good internet, not that hood internet, though. You know what I mean?
That hood. Man, Banks, I've tried listening to some of this music. I really don't understand it. Even his rhymes are. I can't say that they're lame because I'm not going to call them out on national public radio, but
worldwide on the internet.
Here's one of the songs right here. Sometimes I think he's just talking though. Oh my! We could probably produce a better rap song than this guy if we just put music on what we're talking about on here.
Hey, Miguel.
What?
Look up Chicken Noodle Dick. Do you remember that song that I put up in the Hangout that one time? Chicken Noodle Dick.
No.
Look up Chicken Noodle Dick. It is a hilarious rap.
Is it about
it's about giving that bitch that chicken noodle dick. It's pretty good. Just YouTube that for me, please.
Mr. Cash Out, a.k.a. Mr. Big Four MySpace.
Mr. Big Four MySpace.
I am a monster, fool. We finna get unleashed. You better brace yourself, you know what I'm saying?
I'm a monster. Okay, that's enough of it.
Heezy Peasy featuring Stan Lee, Chicken Noodle Dick. Look that up. Heezy F Baby.
Let's get on that. I'll get on that in a minute, bro. You know what? We gotta go into our next section here, bro. Okay.
I don't know. I'm enjoying this.
I really want to hear Chicken Noodle Dick now. I'm sorry. You guys need to be up on this. It's a nice track.
All right, let me pull it up real quick, big boy. Don't you worry about that.
It's too bad you didn't use this for guess the lyrics.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, we could. It's very unintelligible.
All right, Jeremy, I was going to ask you, what were you going to get tattooed during the 13th?
Probably just I don't know. I'd have to check out the designs. Maybe they have some cool Batman-related stuff. Maybe Jesse and I could be Bat Brothers.
Or you could get a chicken noodle dick.
Maybe.
Is this songs of Harmontown?
No. Heezy Peasy, featuring Stan Lee.
Jesus, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at.
I drew some pretty cool pornographic 13 theme tattoos a couple of years back.
Nice.
One of them was a used condom for the one, and then it was
like semen.
Yeah, and the semen was coming out at the bottom, and it shaped the 3 for the 13.
What is wrong with you? What kind of sick-minded freak are you?
People get them. People pay to
get
these.
Yeah, people will get that shit. Like, I mean, for $20, I mean, you know, you in a way it is you get what you pay for, but also it's just, you know, you're paying. Yeah, you kind of get what you pay for.
What I love is we do them, and then a couple months later we get that person back saying, "Yeah, my job told me I got to cover this up," or yeah, I'm going into the military and they think it's gang related or something.
Yeah, I'm a member of the Condom 13.
Yeah.
Apparently,
so
you can't have pussy lips in the shape of a 13. You know, military kind of frowns upon that, guys. Gotta get this covered up with some more patriotic. You know what I mean?
If it had been 2 dicks, then it'd been great. But no, I can't have 2 pussies on my arm.
Yeah, can't have pussy lips on your arm, bro.
I mean, they can't. I mean, it's really a superstitious tattoo, but none of these people know why they're getting it. They're just getting it because it's cheap and it's fun, and all their friends are there. So I don't know if anybody knows the background of why people get 13s tattooed on Friday the 13th, but
hang on. Check that.
Already. This me right after the fight, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I got a little thing here. I get hit in the nose, my shit bleeds, you know what I'm saying? So we got that little scuff.
This part right here. Gucci shoes. Shit. Watch him talk about his Gucci shoes.
Excuse the $700 Gucci shoes, you bitch ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, y'all ain't seen nothing like that.
Can we have a bitch ass niggas drop, please? Just an Ant Banks bitch ass niggas drop.
Yeah, I can definitely arrange that for next time. Yeah. Man, that guy is legit. Okay, so this is a song you pulled up. I don't know what you're talking about here.
Easy Peasy Chicken Noodle Dick, featuring Stan Lee.
That made her sick. I told her to get down and lick this chicken noodle dick. Yeah, bitch, you better lick this chicken noodle dick.
What is this?
Because when you get it's gonna get it hard.
It is hilarious, is what it is. It's.
Us,
you know,
this guy could be a San Angelo rapper. I don't know. I'm just.
My patient, she just wanted to call me. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh man, that's all.
So Ant Banks is better than that?
I don't know. I'll leave that up to Jesse. But you know, getting back to Jesse, maybe. Oh man, I hated that video so much. I'm sorry, Jeremy.
I knew exactly what you were walking into, and I just.
That's like SPM, and he's not good. It's like SPM got in a car wreck and had major trauma to the head, and then decided, hey, I'm still going to try and rap, and this is what we get. This is what you gave us. Thanks. Thank you a lot. Blah. Shit. Jesse, what's the history behind the 13s? Do you know, or there's something?
Yeah. Well, 13 is often associated with bad luck, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you are marked with a 13 on the 13th, bad luck recognizes bad luck, so it skips you. So
it's a game recognized game type of thing.
Yeah, so double negative, I guess, or something to that effect. So yeah, that's the history of why the 13s are treated as good luck on Friday the 13th if you get a tattoo of them.
What about the people that I know? A friend of mine has like, I think she's built up a repertoire of like maybe like I want to say at last count it was 13 tattoos. Like, have you ever heard of anyone going over the number 13 of as far as a number of tattoos? Number of 13 tattoos?
Where?
I don't know.
Cubed of tattoo.
2 number 13 tattoos. Is that like a double negative, and then evil comes back at you?
No, I don't think it works that way, but I didn't create the superstition, so I don't know the rules, I guess.
I think you might need to ban Adrian, because he keeps, like, dropping.
He comes, he goes.
Yeah, whatever.
Adrian comes, he goes.
Oh, man. Hey,
you,
Jeremy.
Yes, the guy who introduced Easy Peasy into your life.
I'll never forget that. You wanted to speak more about your stand-up?
Yes.
Now, last time you did stand-up, you said the crowd wasn't very receptive of your humor.
They wouldn't feel it, you know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? They weren't with it.
How did you get over that?
Wait, even while you were wearing your $700 Gucci shoes?
Bitch-ass niggas ain't even seen nothing like that before, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
How did you overcome that, I guess, pushback from, you know, the comedy scene?
Well, basically, I did have a lot of my friends in my corner. You know, my fellow comedian friends, also people that were there to see me in particular. Say, you know, I did enjoy it. It's just because I was the opener. Like I was the very first comedian. My friend Matt was emceeing, so he did like 10 minutes before I went on, and then I did my set. And basically, sometimes that opening spot is kind of a loss leader to get the crowd warmed up and, you know, maybe get a couple of laughs, or just to kind of absorb all of that silence per se. So I was kind of in that position in that show. I mean, I saw it as that a little bit the day of the show, but the further I'm removed from it, I just thought, you know, hey, it was a lot of new material that I hadn't tried out yet. So that was one of the factors. Some people kind of, you know, maybe I'm not for them. There were a number of factors that I did kind of take into account as far as why the show had why my set did not go as well as I wished it would have.
With us?
What's that?
Can you share one of those jokes with us, or is that going to be too hard to relive those moments again?
He's gotta have PTSD. Comedy.
I'm gonna have visions of people not laughing at me.
I mean, just take a time out right now. I'm gonna talk to you on a personal level right here. I'm gonna pull it right next to the mic. I just want you to know it.
This is Big McD, baby, talking to you. Just me and you on this podcast.
You have what it takes to become one of the greats, okay? And you shouldn't let anybody out there ever tell you what you're supposed to be doing, or tell you how to dream, or how to live your life, because, you know, as soon as you encounter these haters, you know what you do?
Get them to suck my chicken noodle dick?
No, fuck your chicken noodle piece of shit. Hated that song. Jeez, I was like, man, this guy knows funny. This guy's a comedian. He's about to drop a funny ass YouTube clip on the show right here. What did he drop?
Well, I dropped chicken noodle dick on you, bro, featuring Stan Lee. Easy peasy, featuring Stan Lee.
Okay, yeah. Whatever, man.
You've upset him.
Well, I did recently, yesterday actually, in fact, I did an open mic. That was a fun experience. I hadn't done an open mic in a long time. And that was quite the experience. There was a diverse crowd there, actually. What's that?
Same material?
Portions of it was stuff from my last set that I was kind of working out. I did actually up top. I did because it's a bar that's being renovated. I made a bar rescue joke, which went into explaining why John Taffer can only rescue bars and not do anything else. Like I likened him to basically not being able to be a fitness instructor, or the reason he does yell at people about their bars is because he couldn't cut as a drill sergeant, stuff like that. And then I did the John Taffer impersonation of me just yelling at the top of my lungs, like, you're garbage. You call that a sit-up? Shut it down. That sort of thing. If anyone watches the show Bar Rescue.
Oh, is that funny?
Fuckface.
Now that's funny.
Oh, Randall.
Hey, man. That's cool, bro.
Sorry, bruh.
Good.
That's all right, man.
You got a better reaction out of the crowd, so now your confidence is back up there. Now, you did your the show before this one was the Bad Show, a.k.a. Bad Show, whatever you want to call it. I say it's an experience, but you were pretty down about it.
Yeah, I mean, those things kind of stick with you, man. They, I'm like your boy Ant Banks says, I bleed too. I get a nick, I bleed too.
I thought when you get a punch in the nose, you bleed too.
You know nothing about that.
He was eloquently quoting Shakespeare, I believe, on that. If you prick us, do we not bleed?
I just sympathize. Prep. There's a thing called he always represents his prep squad. Is that something y'all are aware of in San Angelo? Is that a movement going on?
That was a thing for a while.
Didn't you get jumped in that or something, Jeremy?
Prep squad?
Is that the initiation?
What? Buy an overpriced clothes that you can't afford and remaining in debt because of it? Yeah, in that case, yes.
Hold up, you got, or you were involved in a gangbanger?
No, not a one bit.
Negative. Got it.
Suburbs for life.
Where you and your mom go gambling at the internet cafe. Oh man, I'm on full hate mode tonight. Sorry,
you
Jeremy.
are.
What's going on with you? Did you have a comedy show as well that didn't go very well, or what's going on?
Yeah, I did, and it was really awful, and I want to express how it just put me in the doldrums that, I go up there in front of everybody, and, they're all cardboard cutouts, but still, I'm trying to make them laugh, and I'm dropping these great jokes, or what I think are great jokes, and
any racial slurs?
It could have been that, and I felt the stares of the ethnic cardboard cutouts that were there
the
in the room.
ethnics.
All right, but hey, I'm trying my best. I'm trying to be me. I'm trying to be this comedian in a small town.
You're trying to do you.
That's right.
Even San Angelo has Latin Kings.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Here we go. Oh, you know what we should play right now? What do you think this is?
Porn or bad acting?
Yeah, porn or bad acting. But man, we don't have freaking... What's his name? Who's that guy that's always on our show?
Ricardo Montalban?
Oh, yeah. I think it was something.
Randall?
Randall.
There you
go. Don't we all?
Tony? Do you know what time it is? Somebody do Tony.
What time is it? Is it Adventure Time?
Is it porn or just YouTube?
Is Star Wars Rebels on?
Is it real or is it Memorex?
That's Tony's porn.
Yeah, that's why I had to watch it before he went to bed.
Gotta see that logo crawl again. Gotta see that credits crawl.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I gotta find out, even though I read about it on the internet and watched the episode online.
YouTube clip. Here you go.
Huh?
Any thoughts? Any thoughts so far?
Well, they don't put porn on YouTube, so.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Guarantee.
I'm going with bad acting or a breathing exercise video.
It's on YouTube. They don't actually. What were we clicking on? We were doing something. Oh, Laura and I got into these videos comparing fake breasts and real breasts, and yeah, we ended up clicking on one that they actually show everything. So I was just like, oh, I guess they can do this on YouTube now. When did this become nothingtoxic.com? That's all that is.
Huh?
This guy's breathing hard though. He goes hard.
Going hard in the taint.
Are you down? Or are you gonna be a little bitch?
Is that the clip?
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you think? You think it's still
I think it's a ratchet fight.
Bitch.
This is San Angelo Latin Kings initiation.
Does that guy have the meat sweats?
Well,
Yeah.
Sounds like he has the meat sweats.
well, look, get up there, nigga. Show me you can hold it downstairs.
Where's Aunt Banks when you need?
Polishing his $700 Gucci's.
I don't know nothing about that.
Mama.
Go, mama.
You're tough. I'll show you tough.
I like this. I like how it ends it right here. He's like, "You ain't a fucking Latin King."
You ain't no fucking Lion King, my nigga.
Still has the courtesy to call him his friend, though, in his own way.
Losers. I don't know. I don't get the whole point of that. I mean, you're in San Angelo and you're part of Latin Kings. That has to be one of the lowest ranked chapters of the Latin Kings throughout the whole nation.
I think our chapter of the Ku Klux Klan is barely recognized as well.
I could see that. You know, growing up in Grey Creek, you know, maybe this ties back to the racism talks, but I mean, Ku Klux Klan was all over that place, and you'd go fill up for gas, and you'd find Ku Klux Klan business cards on the gas pumps. It was like, oh, fantastic. And as a kid, I remember thinking that it was like for Halloween costumes. And my dad always shielded me from them. He was like, yeah. And like, you get to an age where you're like, oh, no, those weren't Halloween costumes.
Those weren't ghosts. those weren't ghosts with erections.
Yeah. I remember being put in lower learning classes because when I would
you
count
were as tall as you are now.
No, because they said the reason I was in there was because I would count like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I thought it was something about rabbits and being Lenny, possibly.
No, because I would hold out the numbers, the 20, 30.
Would you
40.
take off your shoes?
No, just and come to find it was actually they're kind of just sticking all the Mexican kids in this side learning class and. Once my mom found out, I mean, she went and
They hand you a hairnet and a ladle.
Like, you need to wash all these dishes. I was like, I don't.
But you count the number of dishes you washed and then write it down. That is that's your exercise for the day.
Yeah.
That's your learning exercise for the day.
Hey man, we can make this into a 2-part show, but if you guys are ready to sign off, then we can sign off.
Oh boy, he's done.
No, I still have my 2 topics I got to get to, but it's 11:30. I could cut this.
Yeah, huh?
And we could continue. I can make this into just a 2-part show. You tell me what you want to do right now.
Well, I mean, don't we all?
Let's keep
Let's
talking.
go the distance, baby. Let's do this.
Okay, so what I had lined up next. Oh man, I gotta. I always bring you guys in. What do I have for my? Oh, fuck. That's the music I got for me.
What is happening?
Well, I was trying to give myself some intro music and ended up clicking on this one, Aria Carmina, and I didn't realize it was a 80.
Aria Hyman?
I don't know. I'd rather.
Hermosa.
Smooth jazz.
Hermosa.
Is it a porn or bad? But one of the topics I had lined up was this has kind of been a heated debate between me and 2 of my other friends, and it all started when I'm just gonna use first names here because for whatever reason, and my good friend Freddie posted this article on his Facebook talking about how the Catholic Church is moving towards less female altar servers and more male altar servers. And the article read out for the sole purpose because as an altar server, you are basically being trained to become a priest. And so it's basically like you're shadowing the priest. If the priest was a pharmacist, an altar server would be a pharmacy technician. And the whole purpose of that is, do you want to be in this field? Is this something you look forward to? And since women cannot become priests, it's basically just like saying, hey, that's okay. I mean, you can come and take a look at this position, but just know you'll never be the boss, okay? So,
You can take dictation for these fine fellas. but you'll never be in the office.
Yeah, I mean that's basically the thing there. And so now there's a movement, and there's actually a church. I'm pulling a fact out of my ass right here. It's either San Francisco, Sacramento. It's somewhere in California where they've the church has actually moved to stop allowing girls to be altar servers. You know, all this time it was just talked about. Now they've actually made the movement to actually ban girls from being altar servers. And my argument is that, you know, I've gone through different waves back and forth about this, and different, I guess, schools of thought or mindsets about this. And initially, I was calling out my other friend, which you know, Jesse. His name is Travis, and was going. And this is the time we had the G chat going. I was like, oh, I'm getting into this debate with Travis right now. And what I was saying was that that's just further moving them to become. It's a sexist movement, is what's happening. You're banning girls, and you're not putting them at the same level as boys. And what you're doing is you're basically pushing girls out of the church, and that's how and you know, that's my opinion about it. It's if you tell girls they are not allowed to be altar servers, they feel like now they are second-class citizens of the church, and as becoming that, you know, I guess what the church doesn't acknowledge, or maybe doesn't see, or maybe they do see it, but they choose not to do anything about it, is that these girls are going to become future mothers that are going to most likely have boys and raise them in the Catholic Church, and they're going to want to move them, you know, to be altar servers and follow in those footsteps. You know, as an altar server myself, I felt like I was actually taking on that role of maybe the possibility of becoming a priest one day. I took it seriously. Not my other friends that were involved with as being altar servers, I know the majority of them, which one of them was somebody that worked with I don't know if we call him that, Mr. Lucero was an altar server with me. When we, you know, and probably him as well as my other friend Jeremiah didn't really take these roles that serious. You know, that was something my parents emphasized on me. I was just like, well, let's see if priesthood is for me. And it's always something that was discussed. You know, with them, it might have been more of like their moms pushing them to do it. And I think that was more the case with Jeremiah. Just like, mom's telling you to do it, so you got to do it, kind of thing. So. You know, and when you get into growing up in that and you see that, you're like, that's kind of like a waste. If the church is moving towards putting just men, just boys into those positions, and you have boys there that don't really take it seriously, don't really know what's going on, and just it's a waste of resources. What difference is it if there's a boy there that's just wasting your resources, or a girl up there that might be taking it seriously, even though she knows she'll never become a priest, but it allows her to become more involved in the church and closer to what's going on, and develop a deeper understanding of it, you know. So, you know, at first I took it as this movement becoming really sexist, but then I took a step back, and you can't call it sexism, or you can't judge that as being a sexist action of the church, because I believe the whole system is sexist. And, you know, in the patriarchal system is set up where men are basically above the women. And so these decisions, these actions, these movements are sure to happen. I mean, they're guaranteed to happen. And for the people in the church that are surprised that something like this could be happening, that think it's a step back for the church or whatever, they just don't truly understand the religion in itself, when the whole point of all this is to become more Christ-like. Christ was a man. Women can't be males. Women can't be Christ. That's the summary of it. So, you know, at first it rubbed me the wrong way, but then I came into the understanding it's like, I mean, that's what the church does, and don't be surprised by it. This has been a thing going on for like the past 2 weeks. It's funny. I don't know.
I mean,
cool, Pope.
So you're still opposed with? I mean, so the church is moving forward with trying to rid itself of the female altar servers, right?
I mean, that really does seem to be the case. I mean, especially with one of the church getting authorization to put a ban on girls being altar servers, you know, here in the U.S. And so it starts with one church, you know, and if that,
there's a domino effect.
Yeah.
But what does Cool Pope think of it?
Cool Pope. I mean, of course he's in favor of it. I mean, that's what the whole.
So he's not so cool, is
he? So he's just regular Pope now.
Yep.
Well, the Church of what is it? The Church of New England just recently ordained a female bishop or female priest. It's one of the two.
Is it Catholic or is this Episcopalian or something?
I think it's the Church of England. It's not New England.
Oh, the Church of England.
Yeah.
Oh, so
No, the Church of New England's got Maki Mock.
Oh, okay, cool. So
say hello to your mother for me.
The first female priest, you know, and you know,
Getting wicked religious up in here.
that while she's being ordained, there's actually a Catholic priest there yelling, protesting, saying, "Oh, it's not in the Bible. You can't do this."
Wait,
You know,
they're
how-
yelling at the Anglican folks for doing that? It's a Catholic priest, and I would just be like, "Get out of here, you friggin' papist, you papist."
And
It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, you retards.
Yeah, so I mean, how do you deal with the shortage of priests? For me, this is their way of responding to that. We have a shortage of priests. It's because the girls are taking the spots of the guys, and they're discouraging them. The girls don't, boys don't want to be in the same position as a girl. They feel like it's girly to be an altar server possibly, and so this discourages them from the church. You know, it's weird to think like the church is becoming feminized, and that's the reason to not allow women into certain positions or girls, whatever it may be. You know, I was having this discussion with someone else, and he was just like, "Well, I don't think kids should be allowed up at the altar at all because they don't know what the hell's going on." So I was just like, oh, okay, that makes sense too, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like the Catholic Church is constantly in, I guess, a recession of priests and is constantly asking for prayer requests for people to consider the religious life. But I mean, you've got these females responding to those prayers, and then they're being told no. I mean, it just kind of, I don't know, contradicts what they're asking.
It's just a matter of time.
What happens? No, I was thinking about that too. Think long term. What happens when it gets down to there are no more men that want to serve as priests within the Catholic Church? You know, basically.
That's when they're going to have to call an audible and start restructuring their policies, I think.
How about robot priests? Would that be a thing?
Dude, I would have.
No genitals.
What's
on
that?
the robot priests.
Yep.
So.
Now look, we can't
Now
allow.
you get into that gray area.
The women can't come in here, but can we get some male robots in here? We get some male robots in here to do church. Oh, okay.
Equip it with genitalia, and boom, you got a giant walking dildo. So they could also ordain people and all that crap. Bam.
Yeah. You know, my other argument with that, you know, because with that debate, argument, whatever, and I've been told I have a trashy way of debating that I don't.
Yeah, you're very trashy.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Is basically what I was told, which is fine. It's sour grapes, my nuts, whatever you want to call it. People call me out, but you know, the church, you have to admit it is sexist from the beginning. I mean, that's just the way it's set up. You know, it's Jesus is a male, so obviously they're gonna. You want to be more Christ-like, you have to be a male. You know, and Jesus chose, 12 apostles that were also men. They weren't females. He didn't have any females serving up there. And Jesus' authority has been passed down through men, so all the authority gets passed down. And priests represent Christ. It's a man, like I said already. So when the system is flawed to begin with, you can't expect that to change readily.
But can you really blame that on? I mean, I know they're using that as like the shield to justify it, but I mean, really, all of these kinds of conventions, all of these things stem more out of the subsequent councils, like the Nicene Council and what's the other one? Chalcedonian, maybe, I forget. And all these different things where they basically agreed on, well, hey, no girls, agreed. And stuff like that set down these specific guidelines to create an institutionalized environment for what was then Christian, now Catholic faith. So more than anything else, it's got to be something that you got to take down institutionally as well as circumvent the canon law on this matter. Because I think we talked about this in the chat a while back. Yeah. And I remember I pulled up the canon law that said like boys only or whatever the hell. I forget what it was exactly. I mean, those are the things that you need to fix just as much as people's mentalities about allowing women in the priesthood for the Catholic faith.
You know, I pushed, you know, from that argument, it moved into fixed thought versus growth. I mean, a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And what I was basically stating that most religious people have a fixed mindset. I mean, that's just the way it is because you have just a set system of the way the world began. You only have one way, one criteria that's being met or a set of principles that you are following down to the T that is the only explanation for whatever you're trying to justify. In this case, being more Christ-like, and that's only leads back to that. So I don't know. I think I'm tired of talking right now, but
no, I mean I definitely agree. I mean we're kind of just. I know I personally felt like I just grew up. The Catholic Church is very traditional, so I mean it never crossed my mind. I guess. I guess you know like Randall mentioned the canon law and the various I guess objections that the Catholic Church has, and I was pretty okay with how it was presented to me. I mean, I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school, you know, Catholic in like Christian education classes, CCD, the whole 9 yards. So I didn't really ever question any of it. I mean, it was just this is the way it is. It's always been done this way, and it will always be this way. Even now. And I don't think I've ever shared this, but my mother is gay, and even still with us still being very involved in our I guess lifestyle, and we're still Christians and Catholic. I don't really see that there's like an urgency or there's a concern for why hasn't the Catholic Church accepted or adopted this or to allow this lifestyle or have agreed to accept same-sex marriages. But I mean, I guess I still have the mindset. Well, I mean, you knew the Catholic Church had already made up its mind. I mean, you can't really press them to change thousands of years worth of tradition. So I mean, it's kind of like even the people that do object to the certain traditions and rules by the Catholic Church have just accepted it because they just know it's not going to change. So.
Yeah, exactly. If you find that there's flaws in the system from the beginning, it takes a very long time for the church to move past anything. This is the first type of move towards, I guess, a non-conservative viewpoint with this new pope, that we're seeing. But even that, there's still a lot of the initial principles set up with that. I was reading this thing, and I got this book. It's called Generation, the 17th Century Scientists Who Unraveled the Secrets of Sex, Life, and Growth. Sex, Life, and Growth by Matthew Cobb. And there's a little thing in here that the view of basically a universe that was centered around Earth, and so everything rotated around the Earth, and that the church didn't accept Galileo's thinking, which, if you know, Galileo was fighting Aristotle's, or he countered Aristotle's viewpoint that the universe actually moves around the sun. The universe doesn't move around the Earth, and the church didn't take that into account until 1992, which I thought was pretty interesting, because I feel like anything you see like that, like the church would have accepted such a sun-centered vision of the universe without damaging its theology, which it did in 1992. But once it had decided to approve Aristotle's theory, defending its power became more important than defending the truth. So you have a set of principles that the church is set on. They've been defending them for so long. It's like, hey, this is what we've been saying for this whole time. What do you mean we're going to change? Just like a stubborn grandma.
It is pretty hard to change when one is set in their ways for centuries. It's quite a tough road to hoe.
Yeah, well, I mean, how do you feel about the females not being allowed to be altar servers? I mean, do you have any thought towards it?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking the podcast. That's what I'm asking.
Oh,
I don't.
I'm sorry.
care.
Who cares?
I don't. Thank you.
No, all
I
women.
don't care either. I mean, it's like you said, it's like Stubborn grandma. I don't listen to my grandma because she's stubborn as hell. So what the church does, I don't care.
Got it.
Nice.
What were you gonna say, Jeremy?
Oh, you did put it really well. You know, just it is like a stubborn old grandmother. You know, just set in your ways, and I mean, it's really hard to change. It's really hard to change some of these ways once they've, as I said, you know, this centuries of foundation have been laid upon these sort of principles and these policies, and it's not going to happen overnight. And hell, it might not even happen within our lifetime or the next lifetime. It's just something that has been ingrained in everyone who has either gone to church, attended the church. This is the way this has been, as it shall be. You know, so in heaven, so just, you know, as it is in heaven, as it is in earth, etc.
I wish we had somebody from that's one of those guys, Jeremiah or Travis, to come on, but I don't think either one wanted to come on and voice their opinion. So that's fine.
Oh, the Jeremiah guy is real against it?
He doesn't care.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a good opinion to have. Who cares?
Okay, so like, cool, man. What else were we going to talk about? Any last thoughts on that? I don't think you guys have. I mean, I kind of just gave my fluff about that. That's all I have.
So you're saying you didn't like the food at the cafeteria?
No, I did not.
All right.
You know, my whole family's got. I mean, my sister's getting married in the Catholic Church this weekend.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, I'll be at the reception, but maybe not that ceremony.
Yeah, if Jeremy walks into church, he's gonna start he's just gonna burst into flames.
I mean, it falls back on that fixed mindset and the inability to accept that maybe things are just different, you know. And I came to this conclusion when I just simply asked my religious friends, what fact or piece of evidence would I need to show you that tells you what you're believing in is wrong? And it's like, well, nothing. I can't answer that question. And it's like, that there just demonstrates to me that you have a fixed mindset. You can't even think past that that there might be some evidence out there or some type of fact that would push you away from that. You know, just thought of it.
Well, it's kind of hard, yeah. I mean, to echo what you're saying, I mean, I think it's that go-to answer they have of just faith to everything. Yeah, and it's just a cop-out.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just, and maybe we're a little biased here on the show because we don't have any other people that are.
There's a liberal bias on this show. Oh,
there's a slant.
I think we're slowly finding why all tend to flock together. So, I don't know.
We need Fuckboy on here to give the counterpoint.
Yeah. I think he's got a lot of. I think he's got a lot of poignant things to say about this. I mean, his name is Fuckboy after all.
Exactly.
Had a chat going. He was just talking the whole time. Whatever. All right. One of the last things I was going to hit up was, have y'all caught American Sniper?
Nope.
I did not. Actually, chose not to see it.
I have a lot of people telling me that when I had a beard, I looked like Chris Kyle. So that's as close as I got to it.
My dad saw it.
Wish, Randall.
I know. I was like, Chris Kyle, dude, I'm going for that hobo look. Come on, guys.
I guess I could see that, bro. Maybe. I don't know. Chris Kyle. That's what I think whenever I hear that name. It's two first names. Ricky Bobby. So the majority of the people going and watching this show or this movie are definitely right-wing conservatives, and even that more that I see on my whole Facebook feed. Especially with this I don't know where the fuck this come from? Chris Kyle Day on February 2nd. You know, it's just like, hey, this movie came out. It's really badass. The guy's from Texas. What do you say? Let's give him a day? Yeah. All right.
Sounds about right.
All in favor? Yeah. Not too hard to pass that one.
Texas, after all.
I don't understand where. I honestly don't understand why there's this plethora of criticism. I mean, everyone knew it was directed by Clint Eastwood. I mean, why is it a surprise that it's right wing?
Well,
No,
do you think it?
That's
Do you think
what
it
I
is?
don't understand.
But do you think it is similar in form to say Lenny? What's her name? Lenny Riefenstahl.
Lenny Riefenstahl. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of liberal actors and such came out saying, "Oh, this movie's, basically Nazi propaganda, blah blah blah." And I'm thinking, come on, man, can't we make our own
I wouldn't go that
propaganda?
far. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is
I would
American
go out-
propaganda.
Exactly. It's the good guys' propaganda. It's no
Yeah.
different than Popeye's slap
No, I have nothing against
a jab or
We're
cartoons
liberating
in the
them.
40s.
See, we're liberating the
Yeah.
shit out of people. Those other fuckers are terrorizing the fuck out of people. There's a difference, you see.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I get that it
We're
is.
the better
I mean,
of the
yeah.
two evils.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, it is. It is propaganda. I mean, I can't deny that.
Now to take a step back from that and actually critique the actual movie, though, people will interpret that as you being against America, for terrorists, and all right, liberal, and you're a hippie. But the movie itself sucks.
Hell, I critiqued the movie right after I saw it.
I don't think anyone could ever be on a sat phone in battle and, from what I saw from the trailer, that one moment where he's like, baby, I want to come home, and he's in the middle of all this crossfire. Yeah. And, I mean, I think there were a lot of elements that were played up for the movie.
Yeah.
The Clint Eastwood style, it's always, here are the facts, I'm going to show you that. But you're going to have some exaggerations on different parts. And for people to take this as these, as straight facts, as the movie as just being totally factual.
As the gospel?
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So, yeah.
Because I'm curious too, because I was reading some about it a while back, and apparently initially Steven Spielberg was going to direct the film,
right?
And I kind of wish that they had a comparison now to see, Spielberg's take on it versus Eastwood's take, just to see how different the two would be. But I mean, of course, that's all up in the realm of hypotheses and theory.
I think you would be. I think you would be.
When I say
biased.
It'd be what?
If you look at Spielberg's work on Munich, I mean, you're talking about Arab terrorists, and if Spielberg were to get his hands on it, not to get into that area, but I mean, I think he would be as equally biased.
Oh, probably, but I want to see the difference in the bias. The production values, man.
Yeah, my
the
thing
fake
is,
baby.
and a lot of when people hear me say that this movie is pretty horrible, they're taking it as like I'm taking it from a liberal standpoint, and no, I'm like, no, the actual movie, the actual plot development in this movie, and
there is none.
Exactly, it's just Americans making it go boom boom, and let's come on home. We're gonna kill them Iraqis. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is, and I can't say that I'm surprised by that. And for me to critique a movie, because I critique all movies, but it's so funny that this movie in particular just ruffles people's feathers whenever I say, yeah, American Sniper sucks.
Because you're anti-American?
Makes me anti-American. And then
You communist.
Like, it's because you're a Mexican. Go back to your country if you don't want to support America. I was like, no, what? Fuck you, man. It's not about supporting or not supporting America. It's about that this actual movie just sucks. Suck my dick. Yeah. Anti-Muslim theme through the whole movie. You read all these things. I got a bootleg copy of the movie, and so, that's how we celebrated Chris Kyle Days, by watching a bootleg copy of American Sniper. You're welcome.
I saw Bradley C. Cooper liked your Instagram photo of that.
America. That's what I love about Texas. Boom.
That's DQ. That's what I like about Texas.
Funny side story with that, because it's DQ. That's what I love about Texas. And went to Chicago. Or is it Chicago? I don't know. I always say it fucking.
Shrek?
Doesn't matter. No, because I always associate, because I say Chicago, because I say chicken, but Laura says, no, it's Chicago. And I was like, oh, okay.
Isn't it Chi-Town?
Yeah, Chi-Town, right?
Chicago.
No, Chi-Town's just down the street for me. It's knockoff Starbucks.
Whatever. Get up there.
I'm golf clapping, Jeremy. I'm golf clapping. Very good.
Here they have DQs.
There is a pho restaurant opening up called What the Pho.
Yeah. You know what?
Oh, it's not called Pho One?
Tell my DQ story real quick. Shut up.
All right, tell your fucking story.
You've already told this story.
I was very have I told it?
Yes. this whole Chi-Town and Chicago conversation happened in like episode 4 or 5.
Oh, snap.
Superfan quoting,
Getting past
citing
that.
sources, Adrian.
There. When I was at DQ,
That was Jesse.
playing Laura's fan.
I'm not sure.
How did y'all get DQ over here in Chicago? I thought this was a Texas restaurant. They're like, this has been here forever. And so the commercial DQ, that's what I love about Texas. Actually, it turns out this franchise that it's just the marketing was just geared towards Texas, and there's no real distinction.
Yeah,
in
dude.
it.
Yeah, we got DQs here in Hawaii, man, so I don't know what to tell you.
It's like all the.
What about Whataburger?
I don't know.
We don't have that, unfortunately.
Randall
Sucks.
Serge actually ended up writing to DQ and telling them how he was just like so disappointed to learn that DQ wasn't from Texas and had not originated there and blah blah blah.
Sergio wrote that?
Yeah, he wrote him this
I
whole
thought
fucking.
you wrote the letter.
No, he did, and
Oh.
so they ended up replying back to him and telling him that they were sorry for the disappointment that they had caused, but that he should know, or he'd be happy to know, that the Hunger Buster was exclusive to Texas only. So,
Of course it was.
Oh, don't we all?
I mean,
that's
no,
what we
yeah.
look. That's all we
I mean, don't we all?
Did you believe Texas was an exclusive export of Texas?
No,
Tony is an exclusive to Texas.
Yeah. He's a mixtape exclusive.
Texas. Fuck you, Jesse. I can tell whatever story I want, asshole.
Yeah, let him be the
I didn't stop you.
Let him be the rambling grandpa of this podcast.
Launch.
Taking it off the rails.
I'm going to tell you something about the Catholic Church. Now, the Catholic Church I know is the one where they let the girls...
I love
do
Hunger
all
Busters.
Hunger Busters.
Chicago.
Back in my day, DQ was in Texas.
Back in my day, they made the coloreds go to the service entrance to get their dip cones.
Jesus.
Nice. God. Oh, too far, Jeremy. Too far.
Yeah.
Well, that's episode 20.
We end on that.
We will just go ahead and
Just cut that out.
there. I do appreciate you guys joining me, and we were able to actually talk about this. So, I mean, that was awesome.
What the hell?
Something that was definitely on my mind this whole time, so I finally got to get that off my chest. I will no longer have these discussions with certain individuals that I cherish their friendship. I know that. Because these types of arguments just don't go well. It's not even an argument, it's just a debate, period. And it goes back to that. And people get offended when I say this, but it's a fixed mindset arguing with someone with a growth mindset. And it's not that one is subordinate to the other. It's just like there's an understanding there that they can't get an agreement upon, and there's just no there's a lack of understanding on both parties, and so it just becomes furious. I don't know.
Mostly with Star Wars fans.
Oh.
Star Wars fan.
Final dig.
Yeah, good job. Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious 7, that's coming out soon. Jesse, any last thoughts you want to leave us with?
No, sir. Everybody have a good night.
How about you, big boy Jeremy? Hang on. Oh. Mom's really close to my window, so.
No, I just like to say I do appreciate this time. It was a great talk. I will be talking about the road gig. I don't know. I might not be present for that episode. I'll let you guys know about that. The whole Waco thing. Got a road gig, guys, coming up later this month.
Hey,
Give you
don't
some
feel
details.
bad. Hey, Tony gets to fucking take off whenever he wants, so I wouldn't worry about it.
I don't know. I kind of want to just call Tony and be like, "Hey, Tony, via Skype, you just want to like watch my show?"
Poor Tony.
Just good talk, fellas. Appreciate it.
That's what I think about when Tony is like, "Hey, Tony, you coming in?" He's like, "Nah, man, I got the mumps." Okay, Tony. See you later. Poor Tony.
Too bad you can't have it say, "No."
Well, maybe you could pass on that Star Wars sucked and fuck George Lucas. Maybe that'll get him back on.
Big talk. He's throwing down the gauntlet.
That's nice.
Got some words for you, Tony. Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, this is a good episode, and for this one, I leave you with Kanye West's craziest moments on YouTube because I love this guy's crazy rants.
Should have done chicken noodle dick.
Fuck you.
I just told you who I thought I was. A god. I just told you. That's who I think I am. Nas Monsterverse is how disruptive the Yeezys were. People hadn't felt that feeling since the Jordans. And by the way, the Jordans only popular at this point because of two people, me and Don C. Try to make something that jumps up and affects you. A machine, I'm a robot. You cannot offend a robot. You know what I'm saying? Like mentally, I'm so focused. There's nothing anyone can say or do to me to stop the music, the product that I'm gonna put out. And at the end of the day, the talent will overcome anything.
Run it like a motherfucking comedian. Don't fucking heckle me. Kanye motherfucking West.
Oh boy. All right. Good night.
And I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney,
turn this
Nike, Google. And I point that Michael.
Enough, Kanye. Enough. Okay. That was good.
This moment brought to you by Empty Rant.